humans, it's just Martine, and it's a third of the way into the year, so let's talk about how my reading for 2023 is looking so far. Okay, I recently did my April reading stats, and now I'm going to share with you what happened from January through April all together in some fun graphs. I personally use a spreadsheet made by Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy. I made a couple of things different for my own uses, but in general, that's what I use. And I am excited to look at some year-long graphs with you for this first third of the year. I will say, just as a side note, my first read of May is included in all of these stats because they already entered it. I didn't think about filming this video before doing that. I'm too lazy to take it away. We're just going to accept it as the first third of the year. Let's get into it. Here's my books read per month. It's a lot. I'm consistently hitting 30 books a month, which is not sustainable, and I don't know what's wrong with me, but there's that. And if you were ever wondering, if you read an average of a book a day, do you ever feel like you're caught up with the books you want to read, or that you've read everything you want to? The answer is still no, so don't push yourself to read more than you want to. Go at the pace that is happy and fun for you, because there will always be more and you will never feel like you're reading enough, even if you have numbers like this. So just enjoy the ride. That's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, over 30 a month, cool, with the total of 132 books read so far this year. What's the current day number? It's day 123. Slightly over a book a day at this point. Will it stay there? Probably not, but it is interesting. Okay, pages read. We got a fun, funky graph. We did have a little dip there in February, going back up for March, and now April, but January was still technically the highest. But that's because I read A Breath of Snow and Ashes, and I finished it in January, but I read most of it in December, and that's a huge book. So a ton of those January pages are actually December pages from last year. So don't be fooled. I think April was probably my best reading month so far this year. And the average pages per book that I've been reading is 310, which is fine. Low, medium-sized book. Genres, I've read from 15 of them. And the genre with most 5 stars that I've given so far this year was nonfiction. 4 of my 9 5 stars so far have been nonfiction books. Let's talk about big parts of this pie. Okay, adventure is a pretty big one. We had a series of unfortunate events and all my Magic Treehouse read-along books that fit into there, so that one's not necessarily going to shrink as the year continues, because we have lots more Magic Treehouse read-along to go. So that one's still gonna be up there. Mystery, that hit its stride this past month. You'll have to watch my April recap to see what I'm talking about there. Nonfiction, pretty significant. Same with romance and sci-fi. I don't think I have anything to say about that. It's like, yeah, sure. Next, book size. We're still hovering at the majority of them being medium to chunky, right? So 300 pages or above, but we're sitting at 47.7% small. So that's small at any second, could tip over 50%. And I think my goal for this year is to avoid having that happen. I don't care if it's 49.9. I just don't want it to be 50 or above. We're working on it. April really helped with that. So we just gotta keep going. Only one chunky book, and again, that was Breath of Snow and Ashes, which was mainly a December read. 8 books over 500 pages so far this year though, which is not too shabby for me. I don't love reading large books, so there's that. Publication date, majority backlist. That's just how I do. Don't know what to say about it. Format read, 53% ebook, and then a quarter physical books. Those are both library and owned physical books, and 22% audiobooks. Ebooks are reigning supreme, which makes sense, especially considering the recent experiment I did where I tried to read 100 pages of a physical book every day for a week. It just didn't go well. For format acquired, most of them are library books, with over 59% being library books. Good, I'm getting good use out of my 3 libraries. I have a library on campus that has fun books, I use that, and I have 2 libraries on Libby. So, yay, using free library systems, hurrah. I am pleased to say though that between owned ebook and owned physical, that's still over 20% of things that I own being read, which I thought I was doing worse at that than I am, so yay. There is information in the spreadsheet about like parent publishers and publishers, but mine is so not accurate and just all over the place, so I'm not going to share that because it doesn't even have close to all of my books. Not even close to all of them. Probably because I should be marking things more as indie or it's not listed under the parent publisher list that's included in the spreadsheet. So for star ratings, mostly, almost exclusively, 3 stars and above, which is great. I'll take it. Again, there are 9 5-star books. We're gonna get that number up, but I'm pretty happy with it so far in the year. If you were wondering what this huge slice of 4 stars is, it's 47 books. 47 books that I gave 4 stars so far this year, so that's great. And most of them are sitting in the 3 to 4 star range, to be honest. Those are the big 3 slices, 3, 3.5, and 4. Series versus standalone, 54.5% standalone. I have been making great strides on my series this year, what with binge reading some series, like a series of unfortunate events, and then also participating in different rounds of Squash That series. There we go. Author gender, majority by women. This is pretty typical for me. I did have 1 month where male authors really pulled through, but for the most part, I like to read majority written by women or other individuals. I have some books written by multiple people, which is always fun to get different people's perspectives, a couple non-binary authors, several unspecified, but only 42.86% of my books have had any type of representation in them. I always go back and forth with myself about what does or doesn't count as representation, so depending on how lenient I was in deciding this, it could go up, but with the criterion I have for it now, it's 42.86%, and we're working on trying to get that up. Hopefully in Pride Month, we'll just read a lot of gay books and it will be incredible and that number will go up. And then 51.88% new authors, which is great. And for age range, 59.1% adult reads, almost a quarter children's reads, which is interesting. I know it makes sense because we read 6 Magic Treehouse books every 2 months, but I am surprised that YA isn't higher than children's books anyway, because I do love YA, particularly YA contemporaries, and I'm expecting that to go up in the second third of this year as it's summertime. Those are the primary statistics I have to share with you. I don't know if any of them were interesting, but if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below how is your reading year going so far and what are your plans for the rest of the reading year, and subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!